Alcuni di noi l'hanno già fatto l'anno scorso, ce lo siamo rivisti questi giorni qua e quindi abbiamo rivisto le varie immagini dell'ultimo percorso, degli ultimi chilometri e insomma ce l'abbiamo bene in mente.
Little Trek, look at the organisation there, 5 in a row.
The effort that's going in as they hit the front.
In ogni caso sì, e soprattutto ai meno 4 e meno 2,5 km ci sono dei punti veramente cruciali. Poi quest'ultima curva, gli ultimi 300 metri sarà da prendere nelle prime posizioni per poi cercare di sprintare il meglio possibile.
Who's going to win it into that final bend? It's absolutely perfect for Lidl Trek. And Jonathan Milan second around the final corner is what he wanted. He's ready to launch. They've all got his wheel. Here comes Jonathan Milan. Jonathan Milan for glory for Italy for a second day in succession. No one's going to be able to come off his wheel as Jonathan Milan gets the glory for the Lidl Trek squad and makes it a third success in Tirreno Adriatico.
We bring the experience from the last year, we put it today, and I have to say that the guys was just guiding me and leading me in the perfect way, how we thought about it, and today was just perfect. I have to say thanks to all of them.
Right, I'm alongside Ugo. Ugo, we've just seen Johnny Milan there win a stage in Tirreno Adriatico with arguably one of the best lead-outs we've seen in quite a long time. But for you, watching at home, what do you understand about a lead-out? Because all that you really see there is one man crossing the line, hands in the air. What do you understand about it?
Not a clue. I mean, I could guess and get it like so wrong, but I don't know. Was that a sprint?
That was a sprint stage, yeah.
Okay, so I used to be a sprinter on the track.
Yeah.
And so my concept of sprinting is we all start at the same point.
Yeah.
And you just go as fast as you can, and then the winner wins.
Okay.
But
right.
I imagine cycling is a little bit more detailed and technical than that.
Basically, it's exactly like that, but do 1,000 laps of the track beforehand with a few teammates involved, and then your fastest finisher, you, if you can keep up all the way, then you sprint at the end.
So
basically.
how is that a sprint? Well, 1,000 laps and then have a sprint?
That's cycling.
Let's just get loads of fatigue in you and then see who can sprint?
Exactly that.
What?
So then it goes down to your sprinter in the race. How are you going to keep him in the best possible condition, his fastest condition possible as you get towards the end of the race? So that's when the team really comes into play. So the lead out is 7 man in a team.
Okay.
1 sprinter, 1 last lead out man, and then the others will pick up the pace through the race and do a job through the race to get that rider into the best place possible at the finish.
So within that team of 7, that sprinter, that's the person who you're trying to conserve the energy to be able to then...
Exactly.
And is that where the term like domestique comes from and
That's
everyone's
exactly
doing...
it, yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh,
But
okay.
within that team as well, that's a dedicated sprint team. So some of those teams, they might have a climber in there who's really not built for a lead out, or a marathon runner that can run at a really high pace but can't sprint. So you have to use these guys as best as possible. Best way to do it,
Okay.
I'll explain it and
Please.
I'll show you a few bits in. So
Okay.
the team we're talking about, Lidl Trek, they won, as I said, a stage in Tirreno Adriatico. And I think the first clip we've got is around 4 kilometres to go. So this is 3 kilometres to go. And as you can see, if we just pause this up here, this is the Lidl Trek team. That's the eventual winner up here.
Okay.
But they're taking control right at the front of the peloton. So you see all these guys?
Yes.
These are all wanting to be at the front to make sure they're in a safe place. The main guy who we're watching is right back here. So he's the eventual winner. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 teammates with him to keep him in that place, basically. And the speeds are going right now about 60k an hour, so 40 mile an hour.
60k an hour with 4 kilometres to go.
3 kilometres to go. So yeah, 60k an hour. Oh no, 53k's an hour. We've actually got the speed. That doesn't sound as good now, does it?
Yes.
But yeah.
Average.
So the rider on the front here, he's got a job to stay on our right-hand side, but his left-hand side of the road. And the reason for that is so they can see to their left and the right. So if anyone comes past them, they can accelerate. But they only have to look on one side. If they're in the middle, they have the risk of being overtaken by loads of people. So it's very, very difficult to hold that place. So that guy's job is a certain amount of distance to keep them on one side of the road and stop people passing, to keep the sprinter in the best possible position.
So then being on that side gives them the best vantage point to be able to watch what's going on and then react to what other people are doing.
Yeah.
So how do they get into that position in the first place if we know everyone wants to be there in order to be able to try and control the race?
A fight. You've just got to fight for it. I mean, you've got to get
wheels.
the earlier you can do it, the obviously easier it is, but the earlier you do it, the more energy you spend doing that. So the second clip that we've got is around 2 kilometres to go, and this is the important part here. So Lidl-Trek, the eventual team, the winners are back here, and they've let another team come past them. So they want to make it faster, they want to make it harder to hold their position. It's not always the best case to do it. As you can see, Lidl-Trek, these guys here, they've taken a rest behind them, so they've got that little bit of recovery on the wheels, so that means they can go faster towards the finish, which makes it harder for the other teams to move up then. So what they're doing is basically using another team to their own benefit. It doesn't happen every race, but in that scenario there, best perfect possibility for them.
So in my world, then like my former world was sprinting, and I'm not going to talk about sprinting now, but in a 5 or a 10K race, we see like the Ethiopians or the Kenyans where they run in teams and they will send someone out to run at a pace which everyone is really happy with to preserve this guy. And then in the last few laps, it's like, we've done our job.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
I'm getting it.
So when we get into this last clip, I think this is the last one with around, this is the last corner. So 500 metres to go, you have your last man. So he and any other team would be a sprinter in his own right. He could go for the stage win, but he's there to lead out Jonathan Milan. And you can see straight out that last corner, 100% effort, and you can just see how strung out it is. So he's gone into that full gas, come out that corner, full gas, to try and make it the best situation for him, which he does, but also to stop other riders coming past him.
Okay, what watts?
Jonathan Milan there, the winner, so he's 84 kilograms, and his peak is around 2,100 watts. For around 6 seconds, but I reckon he can hold probably 1,400, 15 watts for around 30 seconds, probably.
1,500 watts for 30 seconds?
Yeah. It's honestly, mate, it's mind-boggling. And if you power to weight that, so if you use how much power he's got considered to his weight, 84 kilos is, I think he's 6'3", 6'4". He's nothing.
I'm 6'1.5".
Yeah.
I'm 6'2". I'm 94 kilos.
Yeah, but look at you. He's built. I came on set earlier and I was looking at you. I was like, you need to stop going to the gym. But yeah, honestly, it's like 6% body fat with that amount of power. And let's not forget, they've got 200K before they get to that point. So to emphasise how important it is to have his team around there, it's massive.
Because tomorrow I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit on a bike.
Me too now.
I'm not going to... I won't lift weights, so I'm going to get on a bike. I'm not going to have done 200K.
Yeah. I
won't be touching 1,500 watts.
You'll surprise yourself. You'll surprise yourself. I see you bend down early, how quickly you got up into that squat.
To hold it for that measure, because when we talk about sprinting, so like Usain Bolt, he got to that peak, but he did that for 100 metres. You can maybe do it for half a second.
Yeah.
I might be able to get to 1,500 watts. But I'm not going to do that after riding 200K and then hold it consistently for that. So it's
bonkers. It's bonkers.
So what training do they do in order to be able to? What do you do?
I don't anymore. That's why I'm studying.
That's why we're having a chat.
That's why we're having a chat. But anyway, I hope you understand a little bit more about lead outs now.
I do, yeah.
Perfect.
Love it.
Right, we'll get you on the bike now.
No, absolutely not.